Irma is almost killing me. Your son, I said, but my friend, your son is also your son. Get him and talk to him, but on his behalf, I can apologize, but I don't know what he will do tonight.
It is now very clear that Muhoozi Kainerugaba is an irritation to the family he comes from. Yesterday, the European Union had some interface with General SALIM SALEH, and General SALIM SALEH apologized on behalf of his niece. And the way how our politics is handled in Kenya, we are not proud. Especially the things which are put out by the CDF Muhoozi Kainerugaba, a soldier who's partisan, who doesn't have manners, who tweets anything that can put our national cohesion at risk. So the purpose of this video, I've come to talk about the apology which was done by General SALIM SALEH to show you how it is not even true. Okay? Because trust me, one of the very many people who have powers, there are three axes in this country. Because in Uganda there is state capture. One of the axes is General Kaguta Museveni. He's the president right now. He has a lot of power. Another one is General SALIM SALEH. He also has a lot of power. Another one is Janet Kataha Museveni. He can also push things to happen. Now the developing one, I think, is that of General Muhoozi Kainerugaba. Although it's the weakest, it's just developing. That's why he's faking it until he makes it. Okay? But among those two axes, General SALIM SALEH is the only one who is receptive. That's why in the history you've never seen anyone being jailed because he has abused General SALIM SALEH. Even in the bush, soldiers used to love him. It's the reason that's why even General Kaguta Museveni pushed him out of the army as the CDF. I think it was purposely because soldiers loved General SALIM SALEH. Okay? The only bad thing is there is a state capture that they have ruled over us for 40 years. So General SALIM SALEH coming out to apologize on behalf of General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, it shows these things I'm going to talk about. So before I do that, I want to let you know that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And if you're watching this video from a different platform, please head on to YouTube, type in Sula Mawagali. There's a lot of content of this nature. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to.
What we have tried to convey is we are worried about the reputational damage that this is causing in this country. And we would really, really like to see somebody, and not only Norbert Mao, speak out against this and say, sorry, this is a red line, you cannot cross it. But nobody does, and that is what is worrying.
So we all know General Muhoozi Kainerugaba has been tweeting things that has even affected the way how Uganda deals with its neighbors. He's never tweeted about attacking Kenya. He has ever tweeted about the Tigray war in Ethiopia, South Sudan. He has even ever come out to threaten the European Union. So yesterday the European Union had some interface with General SALIM SALEH, and they put him to task to tame his nephew, okay, to tame him. And for me, General SALIM SALEH first of all made some statements which I cannot take lightly. And I want to play those statements before I proceed. I want you to play this attention because it's going to make a purpose of our video. Here's the tape.
We call a ceasefire, and then we sit down and talk about the situation here and there. My brother-in-law is a German, you know.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
You know Hirma. Hirma is almost killing me. Your son, I said, but my friend, your son is also your son. Get him and talk to him, but on his behalf, I can apologize, but I don't know what he will do tonight.
That is General SALIM SALEH. First of all, even General Salim Saleh came out to say that he gets a lot of phone calls talking about his nephew. It shows how even people are concerned on the way General Muhoozi handles himself. A person who would want to be president, a person who's a CDF cannot be partisan in such way. It's putting our national cohesion at risk. General Muhoozi Kainerugaba is the most tribal CDF in our history. I know even General Museveni is tribal, but at least he plays PR and that. General Muhoozi shows it. In fact, in the most unlikely event he becomes president, Uganda will go down in the history as a failed state. Mark this video. The excitement he has, every time the language he has against the opposition, killings and everything. Let me tell you one thing. General Museveni has done a lot of things, but he's good at PR. Even when General Museveni is going to hit an opposition leader, he first crafts some reason as to why to crush him. General Muhoozi does not craft anything. He will hit you without doing anything. I can equate General Museveni to akin to a rat which wants to chew your feet, as it also massages it so that you cannot wake up. He has that talent. It's the reason as to why he was able to win the Bush War. General Muhoozi does not have that. He's so excited ever since he got some little power. So he thinks anyone can be subjugated. General Salim Saleh coming out to apologize on behalf of his son, it is a sign that Muhoozi, you are a bad child. But also General Salim Saleh came out to say that he doesn't know what General Muhoozi will tweet next after that apology. He knows that Muhoozi is bad mannered. He can do anything against his family. Okay? And no sane Ugandan can be happy. And I pity those people who come out to support Muhoozi presidency. They don't know what they're talking about. Maybe their brain is veiled. They cannot think. They don't see what is taking place. No sane country can accept a CDF to be that partisan. A CDF who wakes up every morning to threaten, kill an opposition leader. A CDF who boasts about torturing someone, some Ugandan. And people with voices are keeping quiet. Okay? It takes the European Union to come out and confront General Salim Saleh. But even in the meeting, Andrew Mwenda tried to justify the torture, saying that the EU should not speak against Ugandans and how Uganda does its business. In fact, Andrew Mwenda said these statements.
Why does it become the responsibility of the government in Germany or Britain or wherever to ask Uganda to leave its own ideals? You could perhaps be asking, does the German ambassador ask the US government to leave its own ideals?
Yes.
Every day, the America doesn't leave its own ideals.
Yes, we do.
Well, I have not seen you issue lectures, sermons to the Americans.
Do we have enough copies of
Shame on you, Andrew Mwenda. Andrew Mwenda raised a point that why is it that African ambassadors don't come out to lecture the United States and Britain? I can pose the same question. What blocks the African ambassadors from lecturing European countries who abuse human rights? Nothing blocks them. They are not playing their role right. If someone is stepping on my neck and someone comes to rescue me, I don't mind which country he comes from, for as long as a person stepping on my neck stops. Secondly, fighting for human rights and fighting dictatorship involves the international community. Even General Museveni in his book showing the Master Seed wrote about going to Libya to get arms, situating his family in Sweden. Foreign powers play a greater role in streamlining our democracy. Andrew Mwenda is forgetting that one day before, once upon a time before he joined the dictatorship, he was also a victim. There's a day they arrested him, he cried loud and called people to help him. Now he's so forgetful and forgetting that he must fight for other Ugandans. There is no justification of the leader, the CDF, at that, to come and torture people. So, General Salim Saleh's apology was not genuine. He was just playing PR. And these people are wise. Yet, of course, the NRM regime has killed people, tortures people, but they have a great PR machine, which General Muhoozi doesn't have. Of course, that's my opinion. Do make comments by commenting about this. Thank you very much for listening in. If this is the first time on this YouTube channel, I am playing to subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. See you on another one. Peace. Nange benjagala obulungi.